hell breaks loose as Boris hinted at huge changes counter Omicron breakout workforce shortage. Boris Johnson has hinted at major changes to a further reduction in the coronavirus isolation period over staffing concerns. Boris Johnson has dropped a major hint a shake-up in the UK's approach to coronavirus quarantining is on the cards. The government is looking to relieve pressure on the NHS, which is struggling with large numbers of staff off sick. Mr. Johnson said there was an argument to be had about the quarantine period, whether to come down from 7 days to 5 days. The thing to do is to look at the science. But what I would say to everybody is that Omicron is still out there, he added. It's incredibly contagious, everybody will know somebody who has had it, it can be pretty unpleasant. Sadly, as you know, 90% of the people who are in ICU with COVID have not been vaccinated, and it's absolutely crucial that everybody gets their booster seats so big can make a huge difference. Mr. Johnson also said the government will continue to make lateral flow tests available for as long as is necessary. We are going to have to make sure we continue to use testing as one of our most important lines of defense for as long as is necessary, he said during a visit to a vaccination clinic in Uxbridge. The other line of defense in addition to testing is of course getting vaccinated. The boosters are going well. We have now done 36 million boosters minus 90% of people over 50, but clearly there is an opportunity for people who have not been boosted. The Prime Minister warned, we've got to make sure that we see off Omicron. We're making great progress. But, the 18,000 people with COVID currently in hospital, that's massively up, and the numbers are increasing. Mr. Johnson went on to urge people who have so far refused a booster jab to do so. Loads of people have had 2 jabs but they haven't yet come forward for their boost, and I say to everybody, join the movement, he said. The UK is moving to a point where the country can live with COVID, Cabinet Minister Michael Gove said on Monday. He said, we are moving to a situation, we're not there yet, but we are moving to a situation where it is possible to say that we can live with COVID, and that the pressure on the NHS and on vital public services is abating. It is the case that we are in the next 2 or 3 weeks, perhaps longer, facing real pressure on the NHS. And our first responsibility at the moment must be to support the NHS, added the Levelling Up Secretary. There are other coronaviruses which are endemic and with which we live. Viruses tend to develop in a way whereby they become less harmful but more widespread, so, guided by the science, we can look to the progressive lifting of restrictions, and, I think for all of us, the sooner, the better. But we have got to keep the NHS safe. In another news, there have been reports claiming about a new coronavirus variant. The discovery was made by a research team led by Leonidas Kostrakis, professor of biological sciences at the University of Cyprus. The team have identified 25 such cases, and data shows the relative frequency of the combined infection is higher among patients hospitalized due to COVID, Bloomberg reports. The variant was called Deltacron due to the identification of Omicron-like genetic signatures within the Delta genomes, Kostrakis explained. There are currently Omicron and Delta co-infections, and we found this strain that is a combination of these two, Kostrakis said in an interview with Sigma TV Friday. Kostrakis, the head of the university's Laboratory of Biotechnology and Molecular Virology, said we will see in the future if this strain is more pathological or more contagious, or if it will prevail. But his personal view is that this strain will also be displaced by the highly contagious Omicron variant.